What's good, guys? So I have Drytron post Lightning Overdrive with the new XYZ and Diviner. I got my boy Cello with me. He's gonna explain it. He's much better at this deck than I am. Probably the best Drytron player I know. So get on with it. Like, what do you think?
All right. So after Lightning Overdrive, the deck changes back completely. The fairies were taken out ever since the original hits on the list. At least they were out of my list because they just weren't consistent. But Diviner brings the consistency back. By a lot, because now Ava has better targets to search, which makes the whole fairies like more powerful. But everyone knows this already. So we'll start off with the list. 3 Diviner. The card's insane. It's a tuner, so you see I'm playing some synchros, which is nuts itself. It's searchable by Ava. It gets you any relevant card in your deck, and it's level 2. Which is level modulates just like Fool, which gives you Beatrice plays, which is crazy.
Do you think there's any chance this deck is stronger than before? Because this is essentially more Ben 10s, right?
It is. It is because of Diviner and the XYZ. This deck is probably the strongest it's been right now.
Okay, so you think it's even better than before?
I think it's better than before.
Okay.
I play 2 Ava. I've always played 2 Ava even in the old format. It's a good normal summon if you draw it because it helps you make your XYZ at this point. And also, I used to make Union Carry with it, whatever you need.
Lancia.
A search. That is a search.
Yeah,
Lancia, but that gets you. That card gets you Diviner.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
It gets you Diviner. Like if you open Orange Ava in your opening hand and you go to make your combo and you don't have Diviner and they hand trap you, you negate Search Diviner.
Oh, that's actually insane. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's insane.
And then the double orange, why not 3?
Space. It's a little tight. If you notice, I play a little bit of a bigger Megalith package, and I'll get onto that later. If I didn't play the bigger Megalith package, I would play more oranges, but realistically, like you don't want to open up like orange as much as you think.
It always feels a little neg.
Yeah, it's super good to search.
You always search it in your combo, I assume.
Yeah, you always get it in your combo, anyways. So like, you don't really want to have like dead cards in this deck because you have to put hand traps back in it. Because of like Tri Brigade and they play back row and stuff now. You want more like early preventative cards because cards like Dark Ruler and Droplets may not be as good next format because of Tri Brigade.
Makes sense. And then the Drytron lineup. Do you think this is the standard Drytron lineup?
Yeah, I think the only cards you can gimmick with are maybe the Delta and the Gamma. But I think now that you have the XYZ available, you don't need to play more cards to see those cards because you have one available in the extra deck now.
Okay, and you wouldn't play multiples of Alteus or Gamma?
If I did, it would just be Alteus because you actually don't want to open Gamma up. If it's your only Drytron,
I'm pretty sure this is how it looked like before.
Originally,
right? Yeah.
Okay. In this past format, you added a Delta to the list because draw power.
Yeah.
But you just don't need that anymore because you have, your Mu Beta, which helps you play through the Nib already. Yeah. Which is another reason why you can cut orange down because you always needed orange to stop the Nib in your original build, but because your third summon can potentially just put Gamma in the grave, you always play through Nib.
Okay.
Or have a board at least through Nib. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah. No, I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
And then hand traps.
Bell. I think Bell is
insane, right? I've been talking about it a lot.
Insane next format.
Yeah.
Better than Ash next format.
It hits this deck. It hits Tri Brigade.
It hits Tri Brigade. Stops Revolt. It still stops Eldritch. Stops Sanguine. It stops Call By. It stops Psycho Reader.
Like, Bell's crazy.
I can go on about Bell.
Stopping Revolt's like the big one. That like just sold everything for me.
Yeah, because Revolt's a +4.
Yeah.
Revolt's +4. Summon, Graveyard Effects, Banish. Yeah. That's insane.
Okay, so Bell and IDP. Your deck doesn't care, but other decks care about IDP.
Other decks care about IDP.
Yeah, I thought that was cool too.
Lancia, you need to play next format. One in this deck.
I definitely think siding it for sure. You could main deck it because you search it.
I search it, and if I open it with orange, it's just a good discard in a deck where it's not good against.
Yeah.
It
was always good in this deck. I feel like they always played at least like 1 to 3 some variation of that.
Yes, and also because of like the Megaliths having like high level monsters in deck is kind of good sometimes. Because you can use them to play through the Megalith engine, and the Megaliths can add back Ben 10. They can get you unformed. Like the Megaliths themselves can get you like 2 turns of plays, which is really really nice. And that's another benefit of Lancia, which is also another reason why Nib is okay against the deck because if you can establish the Megaliths after Nib, you can just use the token.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. And then the one Ben 10. Everyone knows about Ben 10.
This is interesting to me. Were you guys still playing it before when? Like in last format? After the Ben 10?
It was cut after the Ben 10 hit.
Yeah, right? And now it's back because you have more Ben 10s?
Because we have, Diviner, which gets us everything.
Is this always on your infield? Like, what
for the most part. The infield aims for this card. But depending on hand traps, can like end on
Yeah,
different
of course.
boards.
If it goes,
but if it goes uninterrupted, you should always establish this card.
this card with orange, I'm assuming. In
Yeah,
hand?
orange Ava, and then what's cool is the Beatrice will get you the Ava on the next turn if you couldn't get the Ava on this turn.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's sick. And you just make Beatrice because of the level modulation, right?
Yes, which is the next card. Megalith Fool. A lot of people when they play the Beatrice combo, if you don't know what the Beatrice combo is when you summon Megalith Fool, it'll add Ben 10 back from the grave and become level 6. And then Diviner earlier in the combo or thereafter in the combo will also become level 6 by sending Herald of Arclight from extra deck to grave. So you have the 2 level 6s, you hard make the Beatrice, and that gets you a Foolish Burial that turn. So that's that. A lot of people didn't play a target for Fool, which I don't understand. They just use it for the add back and the XYZ.
A lot of lists actually, I think, aren't playing.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me because that card is the most plus card in your deck. It adds back to Ben 10. It can provide you another body while triggering that same Ben 10, and then still makes the Beatrice. Like, there's 2 parts of the combo that people just aren't doing, and I guess it's like a space issue.
I'm pretty sure it's just to...
it's a space issue.
Yeah, to, like, fit more hand traps. Like, non-engine cards. That's it. Like, we'll see how bad the format actually gets, because I don't think it'll be, like, too bad where you need to have, like, 12 hand
Exactly.
traps.
And,
so, I think it's fine to have a higher ceiling, because that's what you're essentially doing. You're giving up non-engine cards for a higher ceiling.
It also gives you a play through Dark Ruler, which you've seen me do this format, with the spell card in the bottom right, unformed. That's searchable by the last Megalith, Hoggoth. He's the one who I summon every time in the combo when I tribute Ben 10 for Fool. I'll summon him, I'll search the spell card. What that does is it gives me, I can just keep Hoggoth on the field with the spell card just to get the Bathor play. And in that Bathor play, it'll proc Ben 10 again.
Yeah.
So I'm using Ben 10 on your turn again while also Regecking you, and it was safe to Dark Ruler the whole time because it was based off when I activate that spell card.
Okay, that's sick.
You know what I'm saying? So, like... Because the whole problem with Ultimateness is like, you're not playing without crazy cards. You're not playing through it. You need droplets. You need Dark Ruler. And the alert of the deck was always you had the orange light in hand after anyway. So
it was all diversified.
You had a gamma.
Yeah.
But having this gives you removal through Dark Ruler droplets.
Yeah.
It's
the same idea. It's the back row kind of creating it.
Yes.
So that's a cool thing about Drytron. Everything's diversified. You have a negate on the field. You have a back row to deal with. You have a card in hand. So it's very hard for Dark Ruler to just deal with a drop.
There's no one card out.
Yeah, like in Dragon Link, you could go Dark Ruler and you're pretty safe. The only thing, if they got to tiding, that's it. That's all that's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But this deck is so different than other combo decks. I would consider this closer to combo.
Yeah.
Right? And it's cool that it can play around so many side deck cards. Yes. Because everything's coming from a different location. Mm-hmm. Back row, monsters, or your hand.
And then, if you notice, only 3 Nova, no Fafnir. Again, that was a space...
Oh, I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, that was a space issue.
People only ever played 1 Fafnir anyway, right?
Yeah, 1 to 2. And, like, Fafnir's a great card. It's Meltdown for your deck. It, protects your ritual spell, which is cool. And, like, the problem with, like, seeing Fafnir is, like, when you open up hands like Fafnir, Zeta, Nova, now Fafnir's just a brick. Because you don't want to search the ritual spell, because then Zeta's worthless, and then, like, you already have the Nova, and now you're just giving away a card you have in your hand for next turn, or... Yeah. I never liked the confliction. Like, Fafnir's a great card, but it just, you
already have the Drytron names.
Don't need it.
Like,
yeah.
It's fine. 1 Medionis, would you play more?
No. Every time I've tried to play more, every time I've, like, I've been like, oh, maybe now it works.
Maybe it'll get banished.
No. and it's never good.
It's never good. Okay, so 1 Medionis.
3 Emergency hits Rhoda, and then...
3 want to see this is all standard, I think, right? If you're playing, like, 2s, that's kind of weird.
What I like with the 3 prep is like being able to search the megaliths if you need. You know, if you already have access to the Ben 10, just get 2 Fool.
Yeah.
Like okay.
And then call by instant.
Yeah, droll
the same thing.
Yeah, droll Cyclovator is gonna be huge next format. Maybe not Cyclovator because there's only 1 light deck, but like.
I mean, if people are that scared, because that's what happened last time.
Yeah.
Drytron wasn't even the best deck, but you saw the side deck.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
It works on Eldritch.
Megalith unformed. You were talking about it before.
So I played this card all this format, and this card is like really relevant. Like no one plays this card because no one really likes the Megalith.
It's the second effect, right?
Yeah, it's the second effect. Like just read that. Like you can just ritual summon a Megalith from your deck by tributing monsters, and then it has to be double the level of the monster you're summoning, right? So if you want to summon Fool, you tribute a level 4. Well, the level 4 searches the spell card, so it gets you Fool. So you're activating Fool in your opponent's turn with just this effect. You're getting both effects because you're also summoning the Fool itself. So that combo, right? Just summoning the Hoggoth is like a +2 or 3.
Most of the other lists, you just see them play full, right? They don't even play this
They don't
or
play
anything weird
Yeah,
like that. They're
yeah.
just using it to add Benton
Mhm.
there, right? Okay.
Like the only bad part about it is
Higher ceiling, like I said.
Yeah.
That's what's
And,
going
like,
on in this deck.
if you open up the Bathor, which is like probably the worst case scenario, you can actually just use that to ritual summon like the Fool, because Bathor has an in-hand ritual summoning effect. So like yeah, like it's all neg opening these cards, but like when you don't open them, you just have insane advantage.
Okay, yeah, makes
Insane
sense to me.
advantage. And even
I
opening
think the
them isn't
megaliths are
terrible.
correct. Yeah.
The megaliths are correct.
Yeah.
they're
Until
nice.
I see you being forced to play more hand traps or like non-engine cards, I don't think you
8
need to.
should do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And that's literally what I'm thinking too.
What's
yeah.
so scary next
Yeah,
format?
everything
Like,
looks slower.
yeah, like Dragon's gonna take some hits. It
Yeah.
already lost to Dark Ruler for the most part. Tri Brigade is gonna set Revolt. It's gonna have a bounce.
You're gonna grind. in
Yeah,
these
you're gonna
matchups.
grind. You're
Yeah,
gonna grind.
you don't need to
Yeah.
overkill it with hand traps. Okay, then the extra deck, I guess.
Yeah.
2 Herald.
2 Herald for Diviner. You do play the 3 Diviner, but the reason why I like only the 2 Herald is because you can actually just like send Lancia to make it like level 7 or do whatever. Like you can just like play around with the levels on that card.
And I see it very. It's gonna be really hard to go through 3.
Yeah. Like,
Actually getting to 3 Herald, I don't think that's
because one of them
actually
you're gonna
happen,
send
yeah.
off Ultimatus anyways.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you don't need the third one. Link Ray, but you need it.
Phoenix. The nightmares were always here with
yeah.
access code.
I cut Boral Sword actually for Appo.
Oh, okay.
Because
Is Apple actually ever in your opening fields?
it is.
Okay.
You can.
Do you always? But you don't blind it. Like you, what would you blind?
The normal board that you would make is gonna be like it's gonna be like Ultimatus, Beatrice, and like maybe like another Disrupt with like 17 fairies in hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like.
That's literally what it always did.
Yeah,
It was mad
and
annoying.
then-
Because next turn it's all happening again.
But with this, because of the megaliths, I also have the Hoggeth and the Unformed
Yeah.
set. So I have like a Regeki, I have the Burial for the Beatrice Live, so Ava if I need it. I should have an Ava in hand regardless. So I should have like 3-4 disrupts with like a board wipe. You know, that should get the job done most of the time.
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
a hand trap. But
2 Fafnir?
2 Fafnir. Grind game. That's all grind game.
Yeah, I definitely can see this coming. This is literally Union carry. It's kind of crazy to me.
It's
It's
insane.
way better. Wait,
No, like,
before.
It's also an XYZ with 2,000 attack, so like Zeus.
Yes.
Yeah, Zeus.
Okay. Interesting thing. I've been seeing lists with the monsters that are 4K, the machine ritual,
Yes.
and like this kind of goes with it.
If
too.
I cut the megaliths, like if I did the thing everyone else was doing with like none of the other 3 extra ones, I would play definitely the
So
big
that's
one.
the other suggestion.
Yeah. I would
Okay.
probably, if I did that, I would add a 3rd orange, I would add the big dude, and then maybe like a foolish barrel.
Okay. That
Or
makes sense.
Fafnir.
Yeah. So like
You know
that's
what I'm
like literally the slight variation I think that people are talking about, and then the literalist.
Zeus engine.
Yeah.
You always need this.
Downer, Zeus.
The Zeus engine.
They always play this, right?
That literally gives this deck such a power boost. The
Yeah.
ability to make Zeus with 2 cards.
Yeah, this deck's so good into trap decks.
Mm.
It was
Oh,
always
it's
so
so
good into
great.
trap
It's
decks.
so
It was so
great.
crazy, so scary.
Beatrice,
Beatrice,
yeah.
because of the new combo,
Mhm.
and then the
Instant
Millennium has, and then Dragster.
That's my
That's
spice.
your spice, right?
If any point in the combo you just get like interrupted and you're left with like your spare Drytron that you have randomly and like Diviner that you couldn't get off the field because you couldn't establish the Fool. There's like actually like a bunch of situations where it comes up in testing. Diviner at level 6 plus any Drytron, and now you just have you have like 3 spell trap negates like once per turn obviously, but it's during your turn and your opponent's turn, so they can't just like set cards and like apply pressure to you like that because now they need 2 cards.
Nope,
you know-
that makes sense.
Yeah, so
If there was, this is essentially the flex spot though.
it's a flex spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Are there other cards that you?
I've looked through all like the level 7 synchros and like they're just like
Yeah.
not there. You could actually play level 8 synchro too, because you can send Lancia and make it level 7.
Yeah. There's new.
But
things
like
you
I
can
just like the first thing that came to my mind was Dawn Dragster because in most times it's gonna be in the
It's
build
gonna do
combo.
something.
It's gonna be level 7. I'm not gonna predict them stopping me. I'm like, oh look, now I can make a level 8. Haha, gotcha.
do.
Like that's not like a thing. So like that's why I chose the level 7 over like the multitude of good level 8s.
That makes sense. And no side because we haven't seen the next
We don't
one.
know the next
It's literally
one is.
after the ban list, so I don't think the side's that important. But I just wanted to showcase the main deck. Thank you, Chella, for doing this for me, bro.
I gotcha.
Yep. And guys, stay tuned for more. Like, comment, subscribe. You got anything left to say? Do you think this is a contender? How about I ask you that?
It's definitely tier 1.
It's tier 1.
1.5 at worst.
Okay. You heard it here. Peace, guys.